biggest bit of advice I would give is just to lean in to the experience, the whole experience, and all of the things that sit on the edge of it. Some of the best parts of my degree have come not from the formal coursework elements, but it's from things like being involved in student societies with my cohort, with my peers, taking opportunities to do those extra things, to have conversations with people outside of your field, and yeah, really just to the best of your ability take up those opportunities, because you really never know where they might lead, and they, you know, enrich the degree to the greatest extent. So that's probably the biggest bit of advice I would give. I was really curious about humanitarian engineering, and so I applied to go on an Engineers Without Borders design summit to Nepal, and that was a really life-changing experience for me. Most recently, I was pretty interested in renewable energy, but at one point had no real background in it. Nonetheless, I applied for an internship at a renewable engineering company, and I ended up working there for 3 years, and it sort of set the tone for, I guess, the next set of things that I'm going to do. I did a lot of arts and humanities subjects before university, and I also did a lot of science, and I really thought that it was important to bring a little bit of the art to the science and engineering, and also vice versa. And that's why I chose to do the double degree. Really great to have that option. And I think, you know, that the philosophy side of things, the art side of things really brought a lot of sort of colour and flavour to engineering. And yeah, I wouldn't change it for anything. The mechatronics, I guess, combines aspects of computer science, mechanics and electrical engineering. And so as part of that major, I was fortunate to do courses in computer vision, in robotics. I also got to do a little bit of research on light field imaging and computer vision, which was really exciting. And yeah, I think blending those three disciplines was what really attracted me to mechatronics. And you know, it's definitely going to be part of our future. We see it everywhere. In the way that robotics is sort of developing. So yeah, that's sort of why I led towards that, and I think it's given me a really useful sort of set of skills as well, more broadly, to take into the future. Yeah. Studying something just because, you know, you enjoy it is sort of, that's step one, but step two for me was sort of looking for opportunities to sort of make an impact with what I was learning. And so for me that came in the form of a bit of work I did in the renewable energy space. You know, Australia's at a pretty important moment in our energy transition, and so being able to contribute through my work placement in industry was really important for me in helping me feel like I was actually making that impact, and not just sort of getting the degree and then going and having the impact. So being able to do that within the degree was really valuable. Doing the capstone group project, we looked at removing mercury from water sources, and I guess taking the designs and the ideas that you have and actually turning them into reality and testing them and talking to people who will use them. I think that was really one of the most valuable parts of the degree. For me, you know, it was interesting being on both sides of the equation, taking courses online whilst also trying to deliver courses online at the beginning of the pandemic. And I actually think, you know, having that opportunity to teach sort of made me appreciate more the real difficulty in delivering the same sort of educational experience, and it probably made me a little bit more sensitive to the demands that were being placed on the people teaching the courses that I was taking. So yeah, I think it was valuable to be doing both of those things at once, and probably the biggest takeaway from it for me was just being sensitive to the sort of human needs of students first and foremost, because we're humans first and learners second. And so, yeah, that's probably my biggest takeaway from learning and teaching in the pandemic. Being in the research stream of the degree, I got to do quite a bit of research in my undergrad, and that has really sort of set me down a research path. So yeah, I'd like to keep doing research, hopefully starting a PhD. And yeah, but ultimately, you know, research is sort of an avenue to work with really amazing people on really important problems, both ones that exist now and ones that will exist in the future. And that's what really excites me. So yeah, I'm looking forward to going down that path.
So what will your PhD focus on? Do you know at this stage?
I'm hoping to focus on, I guess, energy transition problems. So yeah, looking at ways in which we can decarbonise our energy systems and sort of move towards a more sustainable future. So yeah, using the tools from engineering to do that, using some of the philosophy, asking the right questions, including the right people in the conversation. I think all of those things will contribute to what I hope to do in the PhD.